I'm gonna crash out, and this Reddit post right here is the catalyst for why I'm making this video. I am tired of the laziness of these teams, of the CDL, and of the pros to not take advantage of the amazing opportunity that they have, and that they have specifically in this season. Now, this post right here is shouting out Barstool and the people behind the Busch Challengers team for everything they've been doing for Challengers so far and how dedicated they have been. And I'm not crashing out because I think it's a bad post. This post is so good and it demonstrates exactly what I'm going to rant about in this video. So sit down, get a snack, get a drink, and let me rant about content in the CDL and why every single team, bar a couple, are dropping the ball massively, especially this season. Right now, first things I want to do, let's look at the COD competitive Reddit. Right, if you sort by hot, right, these are like, I don't really use the Reddit a ton. I'm guessing hot is essentially just the hottest posts, you know, in recent days. You got Jersey Jerry here feeling like Tej, right? He's got TJ in his bio. You come on down, NA Challengers Cup champions, Telluride Busch. You come on down, Jersey Jerry ranting about challengers. Then you got Optic, you got Snipers, Barstool entering the scene. Some of the things more about Jersey Jerry talking to Daniel Say, right? You got all of these things. If you look at the top posts, half of them are about Telluride Busch. It is about a challengers team in the COD competitive subreddit. You want to know why? It's because these guys are making content, they're entertaining, and they are actually being passionate and putting time into Call of Duty esports. Now, obviously, Barstool and the guys who started the Telluride Busch Challengers team already have a following, right? They probably have more followers and more fans behind them than most CDL teams and players do. But what you're seeing is they are doubling down. They are watch partying. Bro, there were delays for hours and hours and hours yesterday. Those guys could have said, we'll go back live whenever the match starts. They stayed live. They stayed entertaining. They were on stream all day, all weekend, supporting their Challengers team, who, by the way, they probably have more followers than every CDL team bar maybe the top 5. I mean, just this post alone, they hit 10,000 concurrent viewers. They had pros. Jersey Jerry was on the flank. They even got the commissioner of the CDL, Daniel Say, to engage in their tweet, to respond to Jersey Jerry on Twitter. And that leads me to what I want to also talk about in this video, which is content, because every team in the league is, for the most part, dropping the ball when it comes to content, other than Optic. They are obviously the content organization. They are the team that, not even just on this page on Optic Gaming, these are just their videos. They do podcasts on their Optic Audio Network channel. They do a ton of content beyond just their COD team, but obviously we're specifically going to be talking about the CDL for the sake of this video. They put out videos, and right there, the first video you see on screen, it's a 16-minute long press conference where the 4 CDL players sat down at a table with very little editing, other than maybe a couple zooms onto the players, right? Very little editing, and answered questions from, I think it was Roger, asking them questions. 16 minutes, right? This video has 54,000 views in 3 days. Obviously, it's Optic, so they're going to get more views. Every single team should be making this type of video, bro. Every single team should have their team sit down, all 4 players, or even if it's just 2, 3 players, add a coach in there, sit down, answer questions for 10 minutes, take those video, post it on YouTube, take clips, post it on TikTok, post it on YouTube Shorts, post it on Instagram Reels, post stuff on Twitter. You can use one piece of content that takes 10 to 15 minutes to record, and you can generate thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views for your team that can acquire you new fans, can grow your audience, and can also strengthen the support you have with your current fan base, which for many teams is extremely tiny. Let's look at some other organizations, right? LA Thieves, my favorite team, one of the most popular, I would venture a guess, the 3rd most popular team behind Optic and Gentlemates in the CDL right now. Content, 1 month ago, 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and pretty much all the content is comms / the 0 to 100, which I think is good videos. I think the comms listen-ins, the 0 to 100 videos, those are all great. But where is the unique content? 2 months ago, they released a podcast with the new team. 100,000 views. 100,000 views. Where is the second podcast? It has been 2 months. It takes 1 hour a week, even less, to have the team sit down and record a podcast once a week, or even once every other week, right? 2 hours a month to record 2 podcast episodes that, like I said, not only give myself as an LAT fan and all my fellow LAT fans who I know feel the same way, something to watch, but it helps strengthen the brand and it helps bring in more fans. Because, and another note that I thought of while I was editing this video, people have come into my stream, and anyone in my chat has probably seen this as well, because this happened more than a handful of times, have come into my stream and have told me, I've become an LAT fan because I've watched you, I've watched Octane so much in the past year that I truly want to support the LA Thieves. I'm not even a part of the 100 Thieves organization. I'm just a fan who loves the brand, who loves Call of Duty, that makes content. People who watch me have transitioned into LAT fans because of content, bro, because of the exposure to the passion that I personally think that I have for the organization and for the team. If it does not prove that making content does not help grow the brand, I genuinely don't know what else is, because me as a small creator, bringing in fans for LAT, not even a part of the team, right there just shows you what a team itself can do if it actually did more. When Scrap and Hydra leave, if this Thieves team do not go on to win champs, right? If they don't win champs, I think everybody knows these guys are probably gone. When they leave, all those fans that came with them are gone. The only chance you have of keeping those people around is if you make enough content that all those fans feel connected to the brand, or they feel connected to Kenny or Abizi, who might stick around next season, or they feel connected to the coaches, or they feel connected to a content creator in the org like Josh, or like Octane, or like Enable, or Nade Shot. Those are the people. You need to get these people in. If you do not make content, these people do not come in, they do not stay around, which means you don't make any money, you don't get sponsors, or as many sponsors as you could, which can in turn give you more money to invest into the team, help the business, make the team better, blah, blah, blah. I can go on. FaZe Vegas, another team. They were posting a little bit last season, right? They were getting decent views. Look at what video has the most views. COD Pros play GeoGuessr. Being fun and making unique content is better than posting the same thing every other team is posting, which is comms videos, which is their documentaries. Like I said, those are good content, but doing something different, like what Optic does all the time, like this COD GeoGuessr video on FaZe, this is what grows the brand. This is what gets viewers. Toronto Koi, this is their live. Toronto Koi is an official watch party that Aroma hosts on their page. How many people even know this exists? I'm sure there's some Koi fans out there that know, but 180 views, 400 views, 400 views. Koi as a team who the Spanish fan base behind them maybe isn't into COD as much, but could get into COD if they knew about this sort of thing, would be locked in. I mean, they have 213,000 views on their intro video, which is absolutely insane. And last season, nearly 80K on this video, 60K on this video, 80K on one over here, 70K on this one. They get videos because Koi is one of the few teams that was consistent with this. And YouTube, as someone who has grown their own YouTube channel from zero, it's a game of momentum. You have to keep posting. If you stop posting, your views go back down. You have to keep going, and the algorithm will keep pushing your stuff out to more and more people. Koi on the right track, but again, more content, more unique things I think is necessary. Minnesota Rocker, they were posting vlogs and things last season. For one, their titles and thumbnails are terrible in those recent videos. Better titles and thumbnails. At the end of the day, YouTube is a game of getting clicks. If you do not try your best to make a good thumbnail, to make a good title, people are not going to click unless they are a die-hard fan of the Rocker, which as you see here is maybe only a few thousand people. Vancouver Surge, they were posting videos. What are these titles and thumbnails? Honestly, the thumbnails aren't bad because you could probably recognize the player. What are these titles? YouTube is a game that you have to learn. Just because you are a pro team does not mean people are going to click on your videos. I mean, I didn't even know that they're posting these, to be honest. I didn't even know these existed on YouTube. Boston Breach, another team. They post a bit of things here and there, but the big thing for them, they have a guy like T-Dog Smitty signed to the organization as a content creator. T-Dog Smitty is one of the most popular Call of Duty content creators right now on the platform. They got to utilize him more. They got to get him on more watch parties. They got to get him in more of these videos and post consistently to build up the momentum. I think every single CDL team needs a recognizable face that they keep around long term, because when the players leave, the fans that are a fan of those players will leave too, unless you give them a reason to stick around. T-Dog Smitty, Aroma for Koi, Octane for Thieves, Scump for Optic. These guys are reasons people are going to stay beyond the 4 players on the competitive roster. More teams need to actually invest in this and do this. And I bet you there's people out there that would rep a brand for free or rep the brand for cheap. Maybe it's a little bit of sponsor activation money when there's a sponsor on the stream that you give them. There are people out there that would rep these teams that would help draw in a fan base and keep that fan base around long term. And when it comes to watching scrims, I know teams don't want to stream scrims, and I say this all the time. I respect that decision. At the end of the day, these pros, they're competitors first and foremost. If they want to keep their scrims private, I get it. And also, I'm adding this in real quick post edit because I want to make sure this is clear. I get not every pro wants to be a content creator. people just want to compete, right? Not everybody wants to be on stream. Not everybody wants to make videos, and I totally respect that. But for the ones of them out there that are willing to do it or want to do it, now is the time, bro. This is the chance. I promise you, it is easier than you think it is. You just have to get over the fact that you're going to start at nothing. You're going to start at 5 viewers on your stream. You're going to start at 100 views on your YouTube video. But if you stay dedicated, you stay consistent, it really can grow. I promise to everybody out there, for anyone, CDL or team-wise, that is willing to put in the extra effort, it is going to pay off. But why can't you have somebody sitting Codcaster with the mini map blocked and no comms? It could be a content creator. It could be, honestly, you don't even have to be a coach. Let the coach be in practice. Pick some random third-party person, whether it is a creator that's a part of your org or a fan of your org, or it could just be someone that doesn't know what they're doing and they just put on a stream for fun. Give people something to watch throughout the week. Give people something to watch on the weekends when you have matches. Give them videos. Give them podcasts. There's a thing out there where they say someone needs 7 touch points before they kind of become a fan, or before they kind of are like, yeah, I recognize this. You need to reach them 7 different ways. Give these people the opportunity to see your face, to see your brand, and actually become fan of you as a player and you as a team. And I think generally this goes for everything. This goes for the players, the teams, and the league. I think everybody can be doing more to help this, because this season we have so many more eyes on Call of Duty. We're back on Twitch, so Twitch right there has more exposure for watch parties, for the esport itself. We have Telluride Bush in Challengers with all the people that are a fan of Barstool and a fan of those guys running that team that are watching Challengers. You're telling me they won't get interested in the CDL if they're watching Tier 2? They will check out Tier 1, but they're not going to care if you don't give them a reason to care. They're not going to care. Why would they watch, the Rocker match or the Boston Breach match if they could just watch their team play in Challengers where their favorite content creators and their favorite comedians and personalities are watching that on stream? Give them reasons to care. Give them content. Take advantage of the extra eyeballs on the CDL this year, bro. There is so many. I would venture a guess we're going to break the viewership record again this year like we did last year because of global events, because of the Genomates brand, because of the Koi brand, because of Optic, because of Bush, because of what's happening in Challengers this season. There is so much going on. Every single team, every single player should be locked in and should be doing their part to try and grow not only the league, but just themselves. Because when it comes down to it, what happens when you can't play COD anymore? What happens when you're not good enough? What happens when you retire? You gonna go get a regular job? I'm guessing most people don't want to do that. Start taking it seriously, man. This is a genuine message from my heart to anybody out there who's listening. Take it seriously, because I promise you, the opportunity you have right now with Call of Duty is already a leg up over anybody else who wants to make content, anybody else who wants to stream. People already know who you are. Make videos, go live on stream, stream your scrims if you feel comfortable with it, even if that means blocking the minimap and muting your comms. Give yourself a chance, or else at the end of the day, the community is not going to grow. The game feels like it's already on a downhill spiral for recent years in Call of Duty. The esport is the last thing holding a lot of people around, and I already know people that are tired of the CDL, and it just started. To me, it is just, and again, I'm biased because I'm a content creator, so like I love making content, so of course this comes from a place of passion for me. It is genuinely disappointing the lack of effort that goes into building a fan base from pretty much every single team in the CDL, bar a couple, obviously. It takes a couple hours a week, if that. A couple hours a week. You could do 2 hours a week. Show up early on a Tuesday and a Thursday, an extra hour early before you go into VOD, before you go into scrims, and record a podcast. And then use the other hour to record some TikToks or short form with your social media manager or anybody, bro. The coach can hold the camera and ask a question and record the player. It's so simple. And content these days does not have to be highly edited. Not every video has to be a masterpiece. You're not making the process for every single video. Content can be organic. It can feel authentic, and people will watch it, especially if they recognize the faces on the screen already. If they already have some sort of affiliation to that player, to that team, or just want to know a little bit more about them, right? I want the CDL to grow. I just want the CDL to grow. I want these teams to be able to stick around. I don't want teams to keep having to leave the league and new teams buy in, then teams leave the league and then new teams buy in, and eventually CDL and COD esports will end up like Halo, and it'll be basically dead, right? I mean, Halo's not even happening next year, barely, right? Other than a few little things here and there. I do not want COD to be like that. COD is a game that has tens of millions of people that play it every single year. There is no reason this esport cannot have 1 million people watching the games on a regular basis throughout the season. There's just no reason. I genuinely believe that. And I think a lot of that comes down to the content and the marketing from the teams, from the league, and from the players themselves that need to just put in a little extra effort, a couple hours a week to make this sort of thing happen. I don't know, bro. I'll literally consult for CDL teams for free. I don't care. I'll do it for free. I'll help you make better titles and thumbnails. I'll help give you YouTube ideas because I have a ton of them for teams and for players that they can do on stream and in videos and in TikToks to help grow their fan base. I truly believe it takes a few very simple things to make a fan base bigger. Look at Optic, bro. Hex has said it himself multiple times on camera for everybody to hear. Copy them, bro. Optic has laid out the blueprint for how to grow a fan base in gaming and in esports. And people just do not listen. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, genuinely, this is literally a crash out rant video. It's like Hex and Optic have shown us for nearly 2 decades exactly what to do to get views, to make good content, to grow a fan base, which in turn brings in money, brings in sponsors, and brings in eyeballs on all the other things that you try to sell, whether it's in-game packs or it's, you know, apparel, things like that. The blueprint is there. It is so obvious. And I promise you, if you are consistent with it for the entirety of a season, if you do it over the course of months and years, you build that momentum, man. Take it from somebody who started this channel at literally 0 3 years ago. I guarantee you 99% of the people watching this video, if there's even anybody still here, I don't know if anyone really cares to hear me rant about this, 99% of these people had no idea who I was. Now, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I get recognized in Call of Duty public match lobbies. I have people asking me, oh, is that the real Jake Maverick? I get recognized at events. I like people come into my stream and they say they love the content, right? Like, I have 12,000 subs, not even at the time I'm recording this. These teams, these players have even a leg up over what I have built over the course of the last 4 CDL seasons. If I can do it, I promise you, you can do it too as a CDL pro or as a CDL team, man. So please, listen to me, take the advantage of this season with the extra eyes we have on it, with us being back on Twitch, and just do a little bit of something, please. I promise your fans are going to love it, and I promise you are going to grow as a brand in the CDL, man. So that's all I got for you. You let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.